Hi guys, so welcome back to the channel. As you know, we started filming back in February. That's how far back this journey goes, further back than that actually, but here we are in Portugal.
So it's September now and we've been here for about 3 weeks. We've moved to Portugal for about 3 months due to the whole visa situation, which we haven't applied for yet. So we're having to stick to the 3-month on, 3-month off rule. So we're getting to know the area and we are staying in a rented apartment. So while we're living at the apartment, we're also on the side helping my dad restore his ruins and farmland back to what it once was. In the meantime, we're just saving, figuring out the area, what we like, what we don't like, what our plan is. And hopefully at some point we'll be exploring other little areas close by too, to see the other little villages and what we prefer most.
When we first set out on this journey, we thought like everything was so unclear in some respects because when you just first start researching stuff, you kind of get led to certain sources of information, and some of those will be old, some of them will be misinformation, some of them will just be misinterpreted. So we were under the impression initially that we could come to Europe and just flip between Spain and Portugal, weren't we? We didn't realise that the Schengen area would be like a whole area, because when we were looking at the information, we were looking at the Portuguese sort of website for the 3-month off thing, and then we looked at the Spanish one, and it didn't, at least I didn't see at that point, like anything about the Schengen area. So yeah, the 3-month here and 3-month back in the UK option for us is what we're kind of limited to. But it's actually a bit of a blessing in some respects, because it means that we're not fully committed to being here, although we are committed in the long term. It's good because we get to get a feel for things in the 3-month window. Our long-term goals, I mean, we've touched upon it in our other videos, but we want a piece of our own at some point. You know, it's lucky that we're here because we can start exploring that, but we want wells, we want land, we want potentially ruins, but now that we're here, we're thinking maybe something a bit more ready to go.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work to restore a ruin, and there's so many different things that you have to think about, aren't there? You know, we want something with character as well. I know that you do, at least. So we want an off-grid life, but we want it to not be pooping in a bucket and drinking out of a river. Like, that's not our idea of off-grid living. We want to be more self-sufficient. We want to be independent from, you know, being on a grid, but we want to do it with a bit of character, with something nice, don't we? With a home.
Yeah.
You know.
So currently we're saving up and helping Dad, exploring the area, learning things about Portugal, whilst we figure out exactly what our goal is and how we're going to get to that point, how we're going to achieve that goal with our income and our finances, and just working it out along the way.
If you're interested in like our journey so far and maybe doing this yourself, I'd really consider like subscribing to the channel. And the reason is that we try and give you the perspective of it from everything that we've had to do from the moment we decided, not just like once we get here and then we backtrack. We've documented everything.
And it's good because you can see how our decisions change.
Yeah.
And what went wrong and what transpired to be something else. Or
this is it, because like I mentioned throughout a lot of the videos, information was just constantly changing or being drip fed.
So yeah, subscribe to our journey if you want to see how things change, how our decisions have changed over time, what went wrong, what we thought we knew and then we didn't know, and basically a lot has changed since our journey, since back in February.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think when we were doing our research and looking for YouTube channels, we were looking for the information before they got to Portugal, and we couldn't really find it all the time. A lot of the channels are when they get to Portugal and the troubles and stuff that they have there, but we needed the information beforehand, how to do it, and there's not really any clear-cut information on that, is there?
There's not. Like, we searched like so many channels, and honestly, like, it would have been refreshing for some of those channels to maybe put a bit more about that journey in there. So we just thought, well, we'll just start documenting from right now, and
Yeah.
you know,
Show the whole process, which maybe some people aren't as interested because people like to watch the Portugal videos, but our channel is a process, and I think if you want to learn more about us and our journey and what we want and see our progression, I think watching from the beginning is a good place to start, especially if you're doing it yourself.
I think if you're anything like us, then I'd highly recommend just, even if it's a bit bland because it's not Portugal, just watching that, because I really feel like wherever you are in the world, it's going to be a similar process. The requirements to live here are the same for pretty much most places. So yeah, I wish that there were videos like ours
Yeah.
from the start, where I could watch someone, you know, going through the highs and the lows and talking about the different options they had available at the time.
And obviously you've got to take into account that we're doing it with no money, and we probably wouldn't be able to do it at all without a lot of help from family and stuff.
Yeah.
Being able to live with our parents and them supporting us, and also my dad having land here and being able to, you know, kind of piggyback on the back of this, I guess, and kind
Very
of
lucky, yeah.
get a feel for things before we committed. I think it's been a great help, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, our upcoming videos are going to feature things from, you may have already seen our Irish passport video, but we're going to look at moving out of our house. We moved back in with our parents, my parents.
Yeah.
Everything that went wrong over and over again. Our dates getting delayed, to eventually us moving, packing things up, and the travel across here. And then fast forward to now, where we've now been restoring the ruin. So we've got 2 ruins here. So we've been restoring the ruins and just starting work on the land. So those videos are up and coming, as well as travelling around, integrating or trying to, learning the language, our troubles and issues that we faced since we got here. Things like that are all upcoming on this channel. So lots of variety.
Yeah, I think that we should talk a bit about the culture and stuff as well, like how it is here. I think we will be, won't we, is what I mean to say. And
Yeah.
maybe even look at some of the nicer parts where we go and see new things and beautiful spots in the country that, you know, are hidden gems, as it were. So, because, you know, it's perks of living here, isn't it? Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a
There's
bit off topic, but
lots to explore here, so we'll definitely show that along the way and try and keep it varied and exciting.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching and supporting, and please do like and subscribe. It really helps motivate us to keep putting these videos out there, because I didn't realise how hard it is to start a YouTube channel, but there's a lot of challenges just in that alone, and we're doing this because we want to help spread, you know, our journey with others. Like, we know there's people like us out there, and, you know, if you are one of those people, let us know in the comments. You know, we're happy to have a back and forth about different things, but if you've got requests for videos, then let us know about that as well.
Yeah, we're definitely very open, and we're going to have questions coming up as we go along, so if
Yeah.
you know anything about it, help is much appreciated in the comments.
Absolutely.
Or DM us on Instagram or whatever it is. Yeah, because I think community out here is going to be a big thing, especially when we don't speak the language. We're
Yeah.
trying,
It's very
we're really
hard.
trying,
Yeah, very hard.
but it's very isolating when you're struggling with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, thank you, and
We'll see you in the next lot.